Siyabingelela ubingelela Babu Dokotela Babu wesizwe bawujabulile. SiseThekwini sisebhilidini kuthiwa iNedbank House Building. Ifloor esibizwa 19 floor suite 1904 to 1905. We are situated at Dark Room Studio, number 1, address number 30 Albert Street, Durban. Siyabonga kakhulu.
Greetings to our viewers at home. It's another episode of Babu Dokotela. Today, it's a brand new day with our father, Babu Dokotela. We're calling him a university of life. We are about to learn new things today. Babu Dokotela, let's talk about marriage. Marriage is not a profession. It's a gift from God. What is your take on the issue of marriage, Babu Dokotela? Because people have different understanding of this contract, Zakat contract.
Marriage.
Yes.
Marriage is one of the vital things to happen to men, but once you regard that it is a gift from the Most High God, once you talk about the gift, and number one, if marriage is not a career or a profession, or there is a law of school where you learn about how to get married and what to do there after maintaining of marriage, no, it's just a gift that you only acquire from God, because there are people who are being pushed to get married to the wrong people, not knowing that this is not a gift that God has planned for me. It is a gift that is the church members has pushed to me to accept it, or I will never remain as a pastor without having a wife. There are people who are leading big companies because they are not married to anyone, and then they cannot sit as a member of the board because they are not trusted, because they don't have a wife. There's someone now who's supposed to take the throne as a king after the father has demised, and only find that, oh, my son, before you become a king, you must take a wife first. That is a gift from God. And then when you push someone without knowing that, does he have a gift? Okay, let me correct the spelling. To sing, it's just a gift of God, from God.
Yes.
Not everybody can sing. Once you consider that it is just a gift. To have a car, there are people who are in business, not serious business, but they're in business, but it's just that they don't have a car. They use hired cars or friends' cars, but God has never certainly gave them a car. Meaning that you cannot insult those people. That how come you claim so much, but you don't have even one car? It's not about having one car because he cannot see. The eyesight is poor. He cannot drive.
Yes.
And then for him to be acquired by the motor industry to be given a car, while you don't have driver's license in South Africa, you cannot buy a brand new car
Without a driver's license.
Without driver's license, unless you use your own money, cash. Because of the insurance purposes, you must have a valid driver's license. Because of your optic deficiency, you cannot see properly, and you don't have a feasibility that you can get or acquire a driver's license. You cannot have a car. Then the wife comes to whereby people make a mistake, whereby they force themselves that definitely I must get married. You must get married for what? Because we have noticed that people, they grossly abuse the terminology of marriage. People, they get married for the good cause. I've got people who want to get married because they can ascertain the throne, and thereafter can they divorce this woman. There are people who are already married, but they still behave like boyfriends.
Exactly. Yeah.
And they're still not matured. You can see that the gift that is in front of them, they are not nurturing that gift. They are still busy hunting for more gift, of which is not going to happen. There are people who just got married in order to get some documents in certain countries. Now in South Africa, it's not happening. In other countries, when you get married, you can acquire certain documents. You can buy a car, you can buy a house, because now you've got documents to be in the country. Some people, they get married for that. But now here we are talking about the issue and value of getting married. Getting married, it's only a gift that you have to understand that it must be a gift from God. Not it is something that is mandatory that you must get, because there are people now who are being pushed, who are still living with their parents or living in their own, but now they're being pushed. Oh, now we must take a wife. Oh, now we must. But we don't know. I cannot tell you everything, that my willy is too small, or I've got penis deficiency syndrome. I cannot tell you that. For the fact that I'm taking care of everybody at home don't push me, because my mother knows, because she's the one that was bathing me when I was young, and she's not urging me. It's just that she's
She
in support.
understands the
She
challenges there.
understands. She understands that my son, there's no way that he can get married, because this thing that you're asking for is not going to happen to
It
him.
never developed from...
Yes. From the baby stage. And then, or sometimes they were surgically operated, and then some organs in your body could not develop again.
Oh, yes.
Now we are pushing, and people, they've been pushed to get married till they commit suicide, because they literally know that they are not going to get married because of this thing. Now, we as society, we have to walk away from the fact that if you are a male figure, you are compulsory to get married. Some people, that they will tell you that, but according to this belief, God is demanding this. But there's a problem about that God. The God we are referring to is the same God that was working with men who were not married to one or two, or some people, they didn't have wife, like Yeshua HaMashiach, never have a wife.
Exactly.
And never have a wife. And then if you notice that God has even used people to be sacrificed without having a wife, and then your pastor too, God is using him as a sacrifice for your sin. In the abstention of the marriage, you can still be blessed. The fact that I'm not married, and it does mean that I cannot take the throne and become what God has designed me to. Babu Dokotela says, marriage is not a profession, it's just a gift you only receive from God. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Babu Dokotela. And it's one of the profession where you graduate before you face challenges.
And you get a certificate.
On the wedding day, you graduate, you get your diploma or degree on day one.
Yes.
So people must respect that institution. Thank you very much, Babu Dokotela. Babu Dokotela, we have got a challenge here. I'm not sure if you are strong enough to accept it. People have got enemies.
Yes.
And they want to divert their enemies. But there is this product that I want you to talk about, the black salt.
Black salt. People, they come to us, they call us about spiritual husbands. They said, Babu Dokotela, when I'm sleeping, when I try to rest, this thing takes over my body and start to rape me. And those spiritual husbands, they have to be destroyed one way or another, because
Sure.
when you use muti, it literally weak when you use muti. Because these things, when they get sent to you, they are given cordial instruction that you must eat whatever is in his body or her body, so that you can dwell in her body. And then that is why we acquire black salt. Black salt, you use it for that purpose. You sprinkle it around the house, you steam with it, and you declare that anything that is not from God, let it come out.
Sure.
And then definitely, if it's anything that is not from God, entered into your body, let it come out and go back to the sender. And we must insist that it must also go back to the owner. Because if you say it must come out, it will come out and then wait for you. Because these things are capable of listening and take instruction as you are declaring. And then black salt, we prepare black salt for those people. There are people who says, Babu Dokotela, as we are trying to sleep, there's always something as if it's walking in our roof. And you can literally feel, but when you walk out, you don't see anything.
Or something rolling like a stone.
Yeah, rolling like a stone all the times. And then wherever, and we will always feel this thing. You must use black salt for that. Some people, they complain that, hey, Babu Dokotela, when you sleep, there's an owl that always makes a noise. And then Babu Dokotela says, use black salt for that purpose. Babu Dokotela says, black salt. If you are in Johannesburg, you are interested to get black salt, it is 200 Rand. In Johannesburg, you have to call Busi Mwabe. Her number is 066 254 0452. I repeat, 066 254 0452. In Durban or surroundings, you can come to us or El Shaddai Herbal Shop, 347 West Street. That is Matches Arcade Eagle Building. You can find it there. Or you can call our agent as well in Durban. His name is Bongeni Kawengobo. The number to call is 061 538 2925. Definitely, you can always get what you want. Black salt, 200 Rand only. Thanks.
Siyabonga, Babu Dokotela. Babu Dokotela, there is this religion, the Islamic religion. People are always arguing that Muslims are very rich. But some are saying no, it's only in South Africa because it's a certain race that dominates in that religion. But now it's been proven that everywhere Muslims are making it in life. Now let us talk about the philosophical and fundamental foundations of this religion, especially the Zakat. Because there's a secret in the Zakat, Babu Dokotela.
And some people, they tell me that, why? Because in other Islamic countries and people are still dominated by poverty. Yes. No matter how rich the tree is, but you must have fallen leaves.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, wherever you go, you must always have fallen leaves. That is normal. Dry leaves, they need to be there. And then we need poor people to sustain our wealth. People don't understand that. We must have rich people to sustain our daily life. We must have people.
Someone must wash our cars.
Yeah, no. So we must have serious rich people so that they can able to pay us if we work for them. But we need people who are poor so that they can, so that this thing, it won't be jammed.
It's an ecosystem.
Yes. And now, when it comes to Islamic beliefs or system, they don't do pyramids. They don't do money laundering or trading or even stockfields. They don't do all that. But the different about them, it's one, is that what we were doing before the enemy took over in South Africa. We used to do something called umeshwam, whereby once a year we take whatever we've planted in our farms. It could be goats, whatever that you have farmed, take it to the Most High King, King Zwelithini, the late.
Yes.
And now we have stopped that, and then our wealth is starting to diminish as well. Because we got people, serious people, they've got like 25 cars. They buy a car almost every year. But for them to buy one car and surrender to the Most High King, who is seated in a throne now, to them it's like an insult. Now, why should I do that? The man is already rich. Because you, as a Nguni person, who are subjected and entitled to do that. In Islam, they do what we call Zakat. That is umeshwam.
Oh, yes.
They do that because umeshwam, you don't do it every month. You do it once a year. You do it once a year. And that alone, umeshwam, since we have aborted or bailed out from conducting that, and then even around Gwanongoma, closer to the king, it is very dry. It is very dry. There's no water. There's nothing. God has punished them because they've aborted to conduct zakat as if they were entitled to do it. Islam, the reason why they are holding so much wealth around them, it's because of zakat. Once you join zakat or start to practice zakat, whatever you have worked for, zakat, it is used to sterilize everything, to purify it, because you don't have to eat everything. There are things belongs to God, and you are still eating that. And there are things that belongs to the king, and you are still eating that. But zakat, it's not something that you are about to throw it away. It's something that you can still use, something that you are about to use. And because of the zakat, time has come, and you have to give out your zakat. And then we have proven otherwise that by doing that, even a church in Christianity, there are people who are so loyal to the ministry in a sense that every year they take their first salary and give it to the bishop. And today they are so rich, and we suspect that, but well, because they understand the code.
The zakat.
They understand that the first fruit, in Christianity you call it first fruit.
Sure.
The first fruit belongs to the man of God. Because I'm earning 35,000, I don't see myself taking 35,000 and giving to another gentleman who's wearing a trouser like me. That is why I'm earning 35,000. I'm surviving on medical aid. I'm under bond rate. The car is under installment. There's nothing belongs to me. But I'm running away with only 35,000 rand. But my debts are far away from 35,000 rand.
Sure.
I'm owing 2.5 million for the house. The car is 900,000. Medical aid. And then because I'm smart enough, I don't see the reason why I should do my first fruit to them. Just do that. Just do that. Sacrifice 10,000 there to earn. Close your eyes, drop it there and see what will happen. Don't even tell the man of God that, hey, I just sent you a 10,000 rand, my salary.
Just
no.
do it and shut
Just
your
do
mouth.
it and shut up. And see what will happen. And in Islam, they don't do zakat and call media to come and take videos. No. Gift of the givers, when they do the offerings, they don't invite everybody to come and see. It is them who follow them.
Exactly.
In a sense that they cannot throw them away. If they said, no, we are following, no, they can always come. But when you do a first fruit, umeshwamo, zakat, this is how you protect or you preserve or you purify your wealth or your business. We as Izinyanga, we intend to tell people the truth. When you want to take this, we can take this, but every year, you must think about zakat, not to me. You can help dearly poor people, build them a house. Just do something for your zakat. It's going to purify your wealth. Babu Dokotela says, you have to do zakat. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Babu Dokotela. Asante sana, that's what they say in Kenya. Asante.
I used to have someone from Kenya and Tanzania.
Yes.
But he was trying to teach me Swahili and then I fired him. I said, no, you're working here, you're not teaching me anything, just to be fired.
Yeah. Because we are University of Life itself. But Dokotela, let us talk about isithwalo as a spinal cord of many huge businesses. People believe that businesses are just flourishing on their own. There's nothing behind. There's nothing hidden. Can you tell us about this isithwalo thing, Babu Dokotela? The idea of isithwalo.
There's this concept. If I have to have traveled to Tanzania, from Tanzania to Zanzibar,
Sure.
and back, when I come back, I have to throw my passport away and get a new one. Because I don't want my church members to say that I've been away in this particular country, because they know what is happening there.
Okay.
If I have traveled to Benin,
Yeah, I was about to ask you about Benin.
yes, and when I come back, I have to throw my passport away and declare if it's lost, and so that I can get a new page. When you want to augment your business, like grow your business seriously, your passport has to be dirty. We have to travel. When you don't want to travel, you must have a big house, like 5 bedrooms, 6 bedrooms, so that one of the room will be locked.
24 hours.
One of the room will be locked. You only open at 12 a.m. That's all. You only go there and open it and do your sacrifice, because we have taken the initiative to protect this wealth. Because without isithwalo, this wealth will just literally collapse. In politics, you need these things. In politics, if you want to be serious, like late state president, head of state of Zimbabwe, I don't know his name. He had the thing, and then whatever he says, no one will say anything. And then he had the country taught.
They towed the line.
Yeah, they taught the line. And it happened in one of our leaders in Zululand as well, across Utugela. I don't know his name too. He's a retired politician of the big party. People were towing the line.
Nobody questioned his orders.
No. His authority was there. Yes, because they've taken this thing. If you don't have it, you'll be just screaming like Pala Pala Farm. You must wear this thing. Otherwise, if you don't have it, serious business people, if you want to run a business, because isithwalo or wealth initiative is like a spinal cord of each and every serious businesses.
Could be politics, business, retail,
Anything. If you want to
soccer clubs.
Soccer, especially if you're in soccer clubs. Soccer clubs. You mentioned soccer clubs. Yeah. You must have it. Because even if you're in ministry, there will be a small church from Malawian boys, 4 boys open a church closer to you, and then they'll suck all your church members. Because you don't have this thing, you'll be crying like a baby. To pay the bills, lights and everything, rent for this church is 35,000 rand. And then from where are you going to get that?
You.
And then people who are responsible for this, they won't tell you. They'll tell you that, no, they've been praying. But it's proven otherwise that if you want to do an augmented business, you must have isithwalo. Not that we are bragging that people must come for isithwalo, must go for isithwalo, but your passport must be dated or one of the rooms must be closed at all times. And then the question is, Babu Dokotela, to have a room that is closed? Indeed, yes.
In your house?
I must have that room. It must be closed.
Where is the key right now? The key is with you.
No, cannot open it. It's closed. I don't lock it, but no one enters there.
Okay.
We don't feel like in my business where I practice.
Sure.
If I can leave you and ask you to go back at 6:30 and pick up something, we are not going there. It is so heavy. If there are so many eyes watching you, it is so heavy. No, it's tough. But we must take the thing. You must take this thing. Unless your business will just collapse, exhaust quickly. Babu Dokotela says, it's a spinal core of most of businesses. Not all, I said most. Thank you.
Most businesses.
Yes.
But there are sectors where you don't need it, so you can just flourish without it.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like selling gunga, we don't have to. Yeah, selling gunga, we don't have to.
You're selling your life there.
Yeah, prostitution, you don't have to. Those things.
Oh, yes. Okay. Is there any price attached to this service?
No, there is no price attached.
No price attached?
No.
But people must come direct to you, not to your agents.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, let us move to cave dwarfs. Exactly, those short guys.
Yes.
Where are they?
This past Saturday, this is Sunday, someone came on Saturday. He came on Saturday from Cape Town. He came for these short boys. And I told him the truth that now we are going there on Sunday, but when you see them, you must face down. Don't look at their eyes because they'll confuse you. They'll just confuse you. They're not what you're supposed to.
You lose your mind.
Yeah, literally lose your mind because they're ugly. They're ugly and they're naked. Yeah. And then he went there with all the sacrifice that were needed, gifts for these people. And he started to feel people smell as if someone is smoking cigarette. He said, now who's smoking cigarette? I said, no, you're not asking questions here. We are here to collect these people. We have to give them the gift. They're here now.
And go.
And now, what he said, no, I'm not holding. He ran away, he said, no, I'll be in the car.
Sure.
And now we had to do initiative abstention without him because these things are alive. Even at home, I can test it. I can send them to you. I'll ask you to do this and this and this and this. And then after 7 days, go check what you'll find. Just to test it, to prove that these things are alive. They are universal, they go everywhere. They don't need your transport. As long as you give them orders, they go. And then I prefer that.
At what speed?
And they think they use lightning.
Maybe traveling from Durban to Pietermaritzburg.
No, it's a hearsay. Once you tell them they're there.
Oh, it's a speed of imagination.
Yeah, speed of imagination. Not just hearsay. Once you tell them they're there, they don't have to tell you about it. There's a problem. It's too windy. We cannot fly.
Oh, yes.
Yes. No. Yeah, speed of imagination. No, they're too quick, but they're effective. They're very effective. And then they're carrying a lot of side effects. Carrying a lot of side effects. What you have taken, you cannot retain it.
All right.
You have to know that. Myself, I've taken and I cannot retain it because no one wants it. Yes, that is why I keep them there. Whenever you want it, we go there, not in my house. I left them in
a particular address.
In a forest. You go in a forest, you take them there to your house. Knowing very well I'm not taking them to my house. Okay. But I ask you to take it to your house because you want these things.
But you can still command them.
Myself. Only if I went there. Yes. Not satellite. I have to go there to give them orders.
What is their diet? I can see about you are eating cakes and some fruits there. Do they have any special diet?
They like meat.
Meat.
Red meat and alcohol.
How often do they eat?
They eat 24 hours. They don't sleep. They like a lot of sex. Yeah.
Among themselves? Or
among themselves, yes, among themselves. They like a lot of sex.
Okay.
But they eat 24. They don't sleep.
There's both men and women there.
Yes, and children. They're always carrying their children.
Okay.
Yes, and they like... but they're always doing sex most of the time. Because if they're aborted, this is how they keep themselves busy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, this is how they keep themselves.
They're making babies.
Yeah, just making babies.
Do they fall pregnant?
Yeah, they fall pregnant. They're human because it's just they're human.
For a certain period of time?
Their pregnancy, I think it's 6 months. Yeah, it's 6 months. 6 months.
Then it's done.
Yeah, it's 6 months. Yeah, it's 6 months. But they're short, 6 months. And then they're multilingual.
Okay.
The beauty about it, they're multilingual.
They speak all languages.
Yeah, they're multilingual, they're short hair. And then this is a question that I was asking. I said to myself, because there's no barber there or salon, who's cutting? No, it's just that their hair doesn't grow. Their short hair and the nails are very, very strong. Very strong, it's like a bone. They don't grow nails like the way we do. And their hands are not blunt, they are sharp because they use it for digging.
All right.
Yes. They eat patatas. Yes. And now they have to dig.
Okay.
Yes.
How
and the reason
old
why
is the oldest one? I was to ask this question.
Pardon?
The oldest one, how old is he or she?
The problem is they don't die.
Oh, yes.
Yes, they don't die. And their eyes are always red because of the diet that they eat. Yes, the eyes are not clear, and diet that they eat, it causes them to be like that. But when it comes to their age, most of the time they disappear. Let's correct the spelling. When they're going to disappear, you need to know that they hit a wall like this, the wall could open and close, and they'll never see them again.
All right.
Yes. Because wherever they are, there must be a big rock. When they hit the rock, it opens and then it sinks them. You never see them again. I think that is how they die.
Okay.
Yes, this is how most of the time they just use a rock or a big tree, and when they hit that, it opens and then they enter and then it closes. You can never get them again. That is why most of them, they like forest, they like mountains, serious mountains, they like coast, like when you go to the Cape,
Right.
and then there's a terrible coast with bad rocks, and then they like those places.
Because they can bury themselves there.
Yeah, these are but most of the time they don't get sick, they don't die in front of us.
They just decide to go and go.
Yes. But God has a secret about them. No, thank you.
No, thank you about the hotel. This was another deep secret.
Yes.
Now about let's go to business. Our sisters out there are looking for their products. Let us talk about sugar spray for ladies. Yeah.
Sugar spray. Sugar spray, it's 200 Rand.
Right.
You can get it from Mbongeni in Durban 061 538 2925. Even in Johannesburg, you can still get it from Bosimwabe. The number is 066 254 0452. The sugar spray is so beautiful. What you do as a woman is this.
Even the name sugar is a beautiful name.
And then, but when you're going to use a sugar spray, but you must make sure that your client has money. Because that client will be necking you. The client will be all over you. You just spray it around your body, thigh area, around the cake, and then around your breast area, because these people, they like to suck the breast.
Sure.
Sometimes the milk will come out.
The
And thereafter, you just have to wipe it. It. Do not spray it in the mouth, just wipe it. And thereafter, you let your client come into contact. And then when it takes out the sample, then it's gone. It's gone. And the side effect is this: do not try to spray it in your mouth. When you spray it in your mouth, it will grow in your stomach.
Oh, yeah.
When it augments, you need a surgical operation. It grows like a jelly-like substance because the thing is alive that will give it to you.
Sure.
Yeah, then you don't spray it in your mouth. And then just spray it around, and then people will be... And then even you too as a male, if you apply this thing here, that woman will all over you. Will be all over you.
You'll be like King Solomon.
Yeah, will be all over you. We call it just a sugar spray. It makes things nice, tastes nice. Yeah, it's 200 Rand, but...
Wow. It's a wonderful product, eh?
You must get it.
Yeah. But let's move. One guy I was saying to me, hey, trust me. I was talking about something, saying trust. He said, no, man. Listen here, my boy. Trust is something that you earn. You cannot tell me to trust you. It's like credibility. You work for it.
Yes.
Now, coming to the profession of Nyangas, especially the Zulus, let's talk about the issue of faith or fidelity in Zulus as Nyangas. Babu Dokotela.
We are situated in South Africa.
Sure.
With close to 65 million people.
Sure.
We also got taxi drivers, we also got police, we got security guards, we also got so-called Nyangas. The most of the Nyangas out of that population, it is Zulu people.
The majority of them.
Majority.
I noticed that even the one somewhere in Northwest
Yes.
you were interviewing last week was a Zulu
It
man.
was a Zulu. Free State was a Zulu.
Yes.
Yes, we are taking the hit. We are leading by 70%. The rest are small. Ndebele, Venda, all those like minority. We are leading by more than 70%. But the problem that we are encountering is the fidelity. It's trustworthy. You as a client, you must know that the reason why you are acquiring the aid from the traditional health practitioner is because you got a problem. If you got a problem, we have to undress yourself in front of this person, meaning that you must tell your shame. How much do you earn? Sure. What job are you doing? Once you open your cans, you may be scammed because you're opening too much.
Sure, definitely.
You're opening too much. And then people should understand that most of the Nyangas are illiterate. They're not educated.
They are like Babu Dokotela.
They are same as and they're not educated. They're hungry for money.
Yeah.
They need money like nobody's business. And then most of the time, their bellies don't get full. They can scam 1 million people a day, they don't care. They just don't feel it. And then you have to understand when you go to these people. When you go to these people, number one, that person is unemployed.
Sure.
Did you notice this? Nyangas are not employed. I'm not employed as well. Nyangas are not employed. But they need to be paid by you as a client. They're not employed. They're not educated.
Sure.
And lastly but not least, they are poor. When you bring them into your house, firstly, the Nyanga will charge you 10,000 rand for consultation to come into your house and do things in your yard. When they get there, they see a double story cars, the Nyanga will change.
They create another story.
Create another fault, the fault that you solved by them. And then we have to know that these people are poor, not educated, and they need money. And do not expose yourself too much. And then the wealth that is surrounding Nyanga does not mean that the Nyanga has muti. Most of the wealth that is surrounding Nyanga is a wealth that was inherited most of the time. It's not the wealth that is accumulated. Okay. Some of the people that are so-called Nyanga, they've got other business like tenders, and then to them, they'll assume as if it's because of their muti. That is why they've got so much.
When they're looting the states.
While knowing very well they're doing state looting in tender and internal apprenticeship. Then when you go to this person, do not open up too much. Just stick to your story. Don't say anything else. Stick to your story. Knows exactly what you are saying.
Sure.
And be careful about muti that he or she gives you. When he says, lick this, ask him or her why.
She must give you
the reason why.
Reasons, yeah.
And thereafter, I want to see you licking it. We have to know why I have to lick this thing. The Nyanga has to lick it first before you lick it. And thereafter, don't be comfortable about talking about your salary, how much to earn, your physical address, because your address alone, the cars that you drive, it will expose you to be scammed most of the time. And then in terms of fidelity, very few you can trust. I must say that very few you can trust, because most of the things that they are saying is not genuine. Some of them, they're even practicing using their cars. They don't have a place to practice. When you have to meet them in a hotel, in a restaurant, all those things. And those Nyangas, most of the time you notice that they're special making people rich. They make you money, they give you money, they'll take you to the cave, we'll do this, we'll take you to the beach at night. And it's all about money, man. And it is so quick. It is, but most of the time, those Nyangas are surrounded by bodyguards. They're surrounded by bodyguards. That is whereby you see the trust between me and this Nyanga with these bodyguards, I'm not comfortable. Once he's surrounded by bodyguards, start to be shaky.
Some of them cannot even drive their own cars.
You see?
Someone must drive their cars.
Yeah. Which means now when it comes to fidelity, I don't want to throw you in the dark. Do your own assessment. I've given the skeleton, start to put your own muscles.
Sure.
Ask yourself why these Nyangas are only using Capitec. Why they don't have business F&B, private client, private wealth, No, they always use Capitec or Post Office or ShopRite.
I didn't know that.
No, yes, most of them are using Capitec and Post Office or ShopRite.
Sure.
No, you can put it at ShopRite.
Give me
The
the
reason
numbers.
why their account has been reported as a scam, they get suspended.
Oh, yes.
And then if it's Capitec, is not his account, it's someone else's name. Oh, I'm cool. Now I see someone else's name. No worry. No, put it there. Because he does not have an account. When you insist that you want to put it under his name, he said, no. Oh, I'm cool. I'll pay when I get there. No, you have to make a booking. You pay before you come. You pay for the booking, and then it turns off this phone. That's all. It's gone. Babu Dokotela says the fidelity within our practitioners should not be trustworthy that much because most of us are fly by night. We don't have addresses. We don't have people working for us. We got people who are guarding us, not working for us. There's a difference between a person who's guarding me or a person who's working for me. Babu Dokotela,
Thank you, Babu Dokotela. That was Babu Dokotela, our University of Life. We have come to an end of our show. Thank you very much, viewers at home.
Thank you.